Hey everybody. Excuse me. We have a tornado warning to discuss. Unfortunately, right in the middle of me trying to eat dinner. I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. So excuse me as I get settled in here. Real quick, I'm going to go over the county information. If you'll give me just 1 second. So the circulation in question is near Fulton, Arkansas. So for those of you who are just now tuning in, this is in southwest Arkansas. So southwest of Little Rock, south of Fort Smith, near Mineral Springs, Tillette, McNabb, and Fulton. This is our second tornado warning of the afternoon. Honestly, didn't really expect us to have very many, but we've had a couple. This storm has been trying to rotate forever, and the National Weather Service finally pulled the trigger on a warning. So let's go over the county information real quick. If my cursor will work, I guess that's just not going to happen. Well, we'll zoom into our map here. So the circulation itself is located between McNabb and Fulton. So I'll bring my big map out real quick and we can kind of go over. So for those of you who are from the area, you're probably familiar. 67 and 30, there's an intersection of 195 and 355. 195 goes up to the northeast like you're going to Washington. And then 355 goes up northwest like you're going to McNabb. It eventually goes up to Saratoga. The circulation is kind of in between the triangle there of 195 and 355, just north of Fulton. You can see the circulation here near McNabb. That's not a perfect drawing of the circulation, but that's the area in question. I don't know what's wrong with why my warning. Give me just 1 second. I want to be able to read this off to you guys correctly. So obviously if you're in McNabb, the sirens are likely going off. You're getting warnings on your phone. You need to be in a shelter. This is for regions of I'm going to make sure I got this right. It looks like western sections of Hempstead County. Sometimes I get Hempstead and Howard confused. Southern sections of Howard County. There is parts of Little River and Miller County that are in the polygon, but there is no tornado threat there at this time. The circulation is moving north away from you. So if you're in Miller or Little River County, the circulation is to your north. If you live in, we'll just say areas west of Washington, along the Hempstead and Howard County lines, you need to be sheltered. If you live in McNabb, you certainly need to be sheltered. Look at this out of Little Rock and see if there's much difference. No. Little Rock, just a little too far away. We'll have to switch back to Shreveport. Yeah, so this is in southern Arkansas. Somebody just commented that. Just kind of zooming out. This is the only tornado warning in Arkansas. It's 5:40 p.m. And this is the only show in town for the time being. I really didn't think we would have very many of these. But unfortunately, this is our second one of the day. And it does have like a northerly component to it as showers and thunderstorms lift north. I'll show you on the reflectivity, kind of make better sense of it. Real small, kind of like a lot of times we'll have these little mini areas of low pressure. We call them mesoscale convective systems that kind of spin around. You have these low top storms that produce generally brief tornadoes at best. That's kind of what this reminds me of. There's just enough spin in the air for storms to rotate and to spin and produce tornado warnings. And that's exactly what's happened here. This circulation, this is the same area of interest that produced the tornado warnings earlier in northwest Louisiana, just south of the Arkansas border. It produced a tornado warning in Miller County. They dropped the warnings, and then they brought the warning back for this circulation now as it moves into western Hempstead County. The purple that you're seeing on the radar is what we call range folding, and it's basically the radar. Obviously the Earth is not flat, it's round. The radar beam can only go so far up, so we're getting some range folding back on the velocity product, so we'll probably switch back to reflectivity for the time being. The circulation is now just likely, it's either right over McNabb, Arkansas, which is in Hempstead County, or just north of McNabb. And it's getting pretty close. If you live, I'll bring back the big map real quick. So if you live in Ozan, if you live in Yancey, if you live anywhere near the Rick Evans Grandview Prairie, if you live near Corinth Church or in Albrook, south of Buck Range, I'm naming off numerous small communities in this area of western Hempstead County and eastern Howard County. You need to be sheltered immediately because you could have a tornado headed right for you as of 5:42 p.m. on Friday, March 28th. Tillette and Mineral Springs, you are included in the polygon. And of course, 355 runs all the way from Fulton. It intersects with 73 and 32 and goes all the way to Mineral Springs. If you know someone who's traveling down 355, headed home from work, if you're about to head to work and you're traveling 355, or maybe you're going down 73, like towards Columbus or trying to get over to Washington, I would certainly recommend, if you are driving, and let's say you're listening to me or you know someone who's driving that route, give them a call. Tornado warnings weren't really the headlines today, so they might not know unless their phone is alerting them. Call them and let them know that there's a circulation, possibly a tornado headed for their location. I'm going to check my Facebook inbox real quick and see if I have any reports. It doesn't look like I do. But it's not hard to spot when we look at the reflectivity where the area of interest is. My kids are home, so if you hear noise in the background, we just got done eating dinner, so... This is the area of interest right here. The little spike in reflectivity just north of McNabb. This activity is moving north right now. It's about to hit the Howard County border, the Hempstead and Howard County border, west of Washington and east of Tillette. If you're watching this and you live in Nashville, you're not included in the warning at this time. But if this circulation persists, certainly could include you soon. So this is something to watch. If you live in Ozan, it does include you. If you live in McCaskill, it does not include you. If you live in Blevins, it does not include you as either. So, yeah. Yeah, if you live in Mineral Springs, if you live in Tillette, if you live a real good kind of general guide, I feel like for this is if you live between Mineral Springs over to Ozan, near Buck Range or Yancey, you're at of most risk for this. Mineral Springs might miss it to the west barely, but I wouldn't risk it. I would go ahead and shelter. You have plenty of lead time now. We'll switch back to the velocity and see what the velocity looks like. Yeah, guys, we need radars in this part of the state. It's ridiculous. I'm having to use the Shreveport, Louisiana radar to look at this storm, and it's just a joke. We need a radar here in northeast Texas and southeast Oklahoma, and the Little Rock radar doesn't even show anything, which... Sorry, guys, I've got some text messages coming in, too. We'll just have to switch back to reflectivity. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to probably be able to see anything on correlation coefficient. Well, you can kind of see something. I can't guarantee that. So I'll go ahead and just read you the text from the National Weather Service. So the tornado warnings for Hempstead County, regions of Hempstead, regions of Howard County, Little River and Miller County was included. They're still technically in the polygon, but the risk is lifting north into Hempstead and towards southeastern Howard County. And this is until 6 p.m. The National Weather Service referenced that at 5:34 p.m. Central District Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. We don't have confirmed reports, but this storm is the capability of producing a tornado. Was located near Fulton, so south of McNabb earlier. or 15 miles east of Ashdown. It's moving north at around 35 miles an hour. So it's not moving super fast, but it is still moving. Let me look at Shreveport velocity with a different tilt. See if we can get any kind of better view of this. No. So you can see the circulation here, right here. You can see it moving towards Fulton and McNabb earlier. It's now north of McNabb as of 5:47 p.m. Didn't expect to do live coverage today for tornadoes, but here we are. Arkansas has a mind of its own, of course. It's okay. I don't mind. All part of the job. We're going to be doing more of this weekend. So I had a live briefing. I did a live video around 30 to 45 minutes ago going over some stuff for Sunday. So if you have questions about Sunday, obviously I can't get to that right now, but I have a live video on my page if you're not being impacted by the tornado warnings here that you can watch. And I have a post on my Facebook from this morning as well. So, and if you're watching on YouTube, the live video is on my YouTube channel also. This is the only tornado warning in the state right now. If you're watching this and you live in Arkansas, yes, this is in Arkansas. I'm an Arkansas weather guy, so just talking about Arkansas. Zooming out statewide, this is the only tornado warning. So if you live in Jonesboro, Mountain Home, you have no concerns. There's nothing going on. The severe weather risk today was really confined, or is really confined, kind of to this area of Arkansas. We've had one other tornado warning, so we've got this one and the one that we had earlier, and I'm hoping that this is it. There's just enough spin in the air to make things a little interesting. But even then, not expecting huge issues out of this. I wish I could show you guys a better view of this storm, but I just don't have it. The radar side is struggling. So I'll go look at some questions real quick that I can see. Venetia's in Texarkana. This is north of you now, so if you're in Texarkana, you're good to go. Really watching the areas north of McNabb. This is in Arkansas, yes. Yeah, Hempstead and Howard counties is where we're talking about. This is weird. No lightning or thunder. It's about 8 miles. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of lightning and thunder. These are kind of low top showers with just enough spin. Sometimes the atmosphere can have just enough spin to produce these quick tornadoes. We see it sometimes with tropical storms, tropical depressions, or hurricanes. Very similar kind of to that. I'm not saying it's the same physics when it comes to the storm process, but similar situation. I want to zoom back in real quick and go over my counties, or excuse me, my communities one more time while I've got this zoomed. So right now the circulation is north of McNabb, so just north of 355. It's straddling, as you can see on my screen, the Howard and Hempstead County lines, just southeast of Tillett. So it's over Columbus now. It's near Albrook. If you live in Yancey, you need to be sheltered. If you live in Buck Range, you need to be sheltered. If you live between 355 and 278 on 332, which is a pretty rural area of our state. If you're from this area, you know what I'm talking about. But people live down here. So if you live in that area, you need to be sheltered. It looks like they went ahead and excluded Miller and Little River County. So if the sirens were going off in Texarkana just a few moments ago, this tornado warning is why. And this warning goes until 6 p.m. Nashville's not included. What is today? Today, Friday. Hopefully anybody that's at the Corinth Church, if there's any activities going on tonight, hopefully you're sheltered. It's going to be close to you. If anybody's out scouting for early turkey season near the AGFC, Rick Evans, Grandview Prairie, hopefully they're not near this and sheltered somewhere. This does include Mineral Springs. I know I have several followers from Mineral Springs. If you live in Mineral Springs, if you live east of Mineral Springs off of 355 over towards the Bethel Cemetery or the Walden Cemetery, kind of that part of town, certainly need to be sheltered because this circulation could pass close to you. My son Bo's providing commentary in the background. I don't know if you can hear him. I don't really know what he's talking about, but I'll look at Twitter real quick and see if I have any reports on Twitter. Sometimes people will tag me in reports. I don't think I have any iDrive access that would show me anything. I guess I could check that real quick. I know I don't have any storm chasers. At least I don't think I have any storm chasers out and about looking at this. Yeah, I don't think I have any cameras to look at here, guys. Unfortunately. Sorry. I like to have cameras sometimes. I feel like that does. Myra, no, this is well north of Shreveport, north of Falk. That was earlier, the tornado warning. Kenny, I've got a lot of stuff on my page about Sunday, brother. If you need to check that out for Sunday. But as it stands, this goes until 6 p.m., so we have around 8 minutes left. We'll see if the National Weather Service continues the warning. You can still see somewhat of the circulation there, straddling the Howard and Hempstead County line. It's tough to see, guys. It's tough to see in this area on radar. Really goes to show how bad of radar coverage parts of our state has. But we can use reflectivity to kind of pick up where the highest reflectivity scans are. See right here? This is it right here. I mean, it's literally on the Howard and Hempstead County line. It's all good, Kenny. Thank you, brother, for watching. Amanda's watching from Fulton, right under McNabb. Are we in the clear? Yeah, so if you're in Fulton or McNabb, Amanda, you're good to go. The circulation is to your north. It's not moving south. You're good. Hopefully you guys were sheltered up when that passed over. Let me know if you guys have any damage or anything when it's safe to do so. I don't know if this was on the ground. I don't have any reports of it being on the ground. It's just a radar indicated warning, and it goes until 6 p.m. If you're just now joining and you live in the state of Arkansas, we only have one tornado warning right now. It's in southwest Arkansas near Mineral Springs, Howard, and Hempstead counties. So if you live in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Jonesboro, wherever, El Dorado, there is no tornado warnings near you. The only one is here in southwest Arkansas. So that's what we're focusing on right now. We've had a couple of tornado warnings today. I wasn't expecting much. We really haven't had a ton, but unfortunately we have had a couple of tornado warnings to focus on, and this is one that we're dealing with for the moment. Hopefully we can get this circulation sorted out and get it out of here so we can enjoy the rest of our Friday evening. Carissa, yeah, I think Central Arkansas for the time being is good to go. No concerns. I was really hoping we wouldn't have any more tornado warnings, but unfortunately we have had this one. I keep trying to see if I'm getting any reports. This is not the most populated area of the state, so reports sometimes can be a little bit limited. But it looks like this is going to, we'll go back to the map here, and I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service went ahead and reissued the warning to include Nashville. So the circulation is near Tillette now. If you go southeast out of Tillette, like you're going to Yancey, Arkansas, you can travel 332. It goes southeast and then kind of bends back to the north and northeast. This circulation is passing over 332 right now. It's either past it or is passing it soon. And honestly, between that and Buck Range, Arkansas, which is just to the northeast of that highway we were just talking about, 332, there's not a lot of landmarks. I'm not from this part of Arkansas, so I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing, and forgive me. It's a big blur. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Melissa. I can zoom out for you and show you. This is in southwest Arkansas near Mineral Springs, Tillette, well south of Dirks, Murfreesboro, Nashville, that part of Arkansas. I don't know if that's what you meant, or my feed looks like it's good. I don't think my stuff is blurry right now. No tornado threat in Little Rock, guys. We're good to go in Little Rock right now. Just looking ahead as this circulation continues to move north. If you live northwest of Buck Range, if you live anywhere near the Bethel Cemetery, if you live near the Walden Cemetery, east of Mineral Springs, if you live off of Highway 355, I can name off roads if you guys really want to get to the nitty gritty. Barton Bethel Road goes to the east off 355 by the Bethel Cemetery. It goes up by Jordan Road, to the Walden Cemetery. This is just north of Brushy Creek. And this circulation, all those places that I just referenced, it is going to pass those areas. Radar scope doesn't do the greatest job of populating that, but I'm reading it off my map to the left here. And this is south of Nashville. The circulation is right here. So it's in between Tillette and Ozan, and the circulation is moving north. So Nashville, if the circulation persists, you're up next. Andy said, all the places you named, I am in. Shay, I don't know if it's on the ground. I don't have any confirmed tags for this storm. It's radar indicated at this time. That's what the warning was issued based off of, so I don't know if it's on the ground right now. It's in a really bad radar spot, so it's really tough to get data. I'm going to check my Twitter real quick and see if I have any reports. I didn't earlier. I don't have any on Facebook either, which is good. I don't want people telling me there's a tornado on the ground, but if there was, it would be nice to know. But I don't have that. Kenny, I do not use that. No, generally just radar scope. The circulation continues to move north. I mean, those areas that I just mentioned, I feel like is pretty solid for the moment. Areas just east of Mineral Springs is in the polygon. The tornado sirens are probably going off in Mineral Springs right now. Caitlin's in Fulton, Arkansas, where the circulation just moved through. The circulation is now north of Fulton, thankfully. It's going to pass in between Tillette and Ozan. It kind of has... We'll loop it real quick. It looks like it has a hint of easterly component, but really it's pretty north. I mean, this is one of those northward moving cells. And this is a little bit unique. There's not a lot of thunder and lightning like we typically have. Like Sunday, the storms that we deal with on Sunday will probably be juiced up and have plenty of lightning and plenty of thunder. But today, we don't have that. These are more of low-top cells that are spinning just enough to spark some tornado warnings. We have some action, too, down here in South... Or I shouldn't say action. That's really dramatized. We have some showers and whatnot in South Arkansas near Spring Hill, Magnolia, El Dorado, down to Strong. No tornado warnings. The only tornado warning we have is this one near Mineral Springs. And I've got it zoomed in pretty far. I'll leave it zoomed out. This does not include Texarkana. This does not include Ashley County, if that's what you're talking about. Somebody just gave me a report in the chat. There is no rotation in the clouds. This is from Andy McCauley, who said that he lives on the road that I just referenced and said he's not seeing rotations. That's great news. Brother, I hope you stay safe, though. Stay sheltered up. This warning is set to expire in a minute. So we'll see what happens if the National Weather Service decides to go ahead and extend it or not. Lynette, nothing in Marshall. Marshall's up north. This is in southwest Arkansas, so good to go. The severe weather risk today was, pretty low anyhow. They just canceled the warning. So the severe weather risk today was pretty low anyways, but really confined kind of to this area of the state. And that's where we've had the tornado warnings today. I'm hoping that warning that we just had is it for the day. I do have... excuse me. Sorry, guys. I've got a meeting at 6:30 with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're doing an event in April, and I'm supposed to be meeting somebody in Boonville at 6:30. So trying to plan that. We got tornado warnings ongoing. This is just the life of being a weather guy, I guess. But I don't think the National Weather Service is going to continue this. Judging by... Yeah, no, it looks like it really fizzled, which makes sense. I felt like that's pretty... If you're in Nashville, somebody just commented, Julie's in Nashville, they've canceled the warning. So the circulation that was to your south that produced the tornado warning, this circulation right here, looks like it's fizzled out quite a bit. As of 6 p.m., we can go ahead and just do a zoom out for everybody watching. We have no tornado warnings as of 6 p.m. We've had 2 today in southwest Arkansas. Haven't had a whole lot of issues, really. I've had no confirmation of tornadoes. Not saying there hasn't been any, but I've not received any confirmation of any tornadoes occurring. We've had 2 tornado warnings, and that's it. So hopefully that's all we have. I do have a meeting that I've got to go to now. I've got to meet somebody at 6:30. So if we have any more tornado warnings, I'll have the information posted on my page like usual. I won't be live in the office, but I'm really hoping that we don't have any more tonight. And I think we won't, but I also said that earlier, and we've already had one more. So weather just likes to spite me sometimes. If you have questions, before I hop off here, if you have questions about the severe weather risk on Sunday, I have a live video on my Facebook and YouTube where I went over everything, along with a Facebook post that you can read in about a minute or so. Not expecting a lot of severe weather tomorrow, Saturday. We will have some rainfall at times. It should be hit or miss for most of you outside of maybe eastern Arkansas, where it could be a little bit more active in the morning hours. But the day to watch is Sunday. Severe weather is very likely on Sunday across a large part of the state. We could have storms, some which are strong or even intense, with tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. I will be out of town tomorrow on a trip to Little Rock with family. I'll have updates tomorrow, though, per usual. And then I'll be back at home on Sunday to do what we're doing now, live coverage. I'll probably have hours worth of live coverage on Sunday from the office, covering storms as they unfold. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is our last tornado warning of tonight. This is Friday, March 28th, 2025, of course, and we can all enjoy our evening. So, Miss Ortiz, I think you're good in Little Rock. Yeah, I think you're safe. So I'm going to hop off here, go to my meeting, and I'll have anything posted on my page if necessary. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay safe. My name is Zachary Hall, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker, and I'll catch you guys next time.